In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make this Backflow incense burner. This incense burner is both easy to make, and you probably actually have all of the materials already at home to go and make this craft. So let's get started. We're going to start this craft off with a glass tube candle that is empty, so it shouldn't have any more of the candle remnants in it. This one was from Yankee Candle, and I also had a lid that was from a cookie jar, but you're really only going to just need the lid that is metal to cover this. If you want to make it extra fancy, you can always have a downspouted lid, which is kind of like this. It's from an old cookie jar, and the Yankee Candle cap sits perfectly. We are now going to go and punch a hole in the candle cap. So this one is a little bit difficult to go and get through. The punch that I'm using just does not work, so I'm only going to use the punch to mark it. This other one, which is a lot thinner, the punch is going to go right through. So it depends on the type of cap that you're using, and really honestly, you might need power tools to potentially go through. See, this one was really easy. This one is a thinner metal, and I do suggest this if you don't have any power tools to go and use. Just keep in mind, you will have some sharp metal on the other side. Now back to this lid. I'm going to hit it a couple more times with the punch tool, but the punch tool really isn't going to work for this, so I need to use some power tools. If your metal lid is thick like this one, you're probably going to need power tools, and really, it shouldn't be anything that's too intimidating. Just make sure to go and clean up all of the metal scraps. These metal scraps are really sharp, so make sure to vacuum it up as you go before you go and really do anything else. You do not want this in your hand. To go and smooth out any corners that are on here, use the punch tool that you used previously and just wiggle it around to smooth out the edges. It's really a good idea to go and do this because it's going to go and bend any of the sharp pieces, or it's going to just go and remove any little extra metal pieces that might be stuck. So I'm lining these two up now, and you see they fit perfectly. Make sure to test this before you go and do anything else, just to see if you might need to drill a larger hole. Now this works perfectly. As you can see, the smoke is flowing down just like it should, but it needs a little something else. So I'm going to take an old ping pong ball and an old candle holder. One of the small ones is best for this. And then I'm going to roll out some polymer clay. Keep in mind that this really isn't going to heat up. The smoke at the bottom portion isn't really hot at all. Take some gold mica powder, put it onto a piece of glass, and spread it around with a brush. You do not have to use mica powder. You can always use biodegradable powder as well too, or anything like that glitter-wise. But I have mica powder that's left over from another project, and no, I did not purchase this mica powder. I do know the whole ethicalness of mica powder, and I tend not to use it for my crafts. Roll your polymer clay on the glass that has the powder down, and it's going to start to go and pick it up. Go and do this with just about 4 to 5 pieces. I did make some extra in case I wanted to go and make more and have more for later. Go and squish these pieces together, and then cut it into smaller pieces. Keep in mind when you're cutting it, it might separate a little bit. The powder does make it so it's not very sticky. Take these pieces and press them together. After they are pressed together, go and cover your ping pong ball in some polymer clay. This is the first layer that you want on here, and you really honestly do need this, or the other layer just might not stick properly because of the mica powder. Make sure to roll it out and smooth it out. This rolled out ball should now fit on top of the candle holder rather than slip through. Go and roll out the polymer clay that you mixed with mica powder. Make sure to get it pretty flat, but not flat enough to the point that it's going to go and tear when you're going and rolling it out further. Once it spreads out, you're going to want to roll it in only one direction and very slowly. Center your polymer clay covered ping pong ball, and then take the clay that you put with polymer clay and rolled out and start to go and wrap it around. Go very slow with this and use your fingers to gently press it out. You want this to be as smooth as you possibly can get it, and yes, it's fine if it overlaps, that's more than okay. Go and cover it the rest of the way, and after it's covered and pressed down, roll it with your hand. Get it nice and smooth. And then go and bake it. While it's baking, go and clean your glass container. I'm using Goo Gone just because there was some extra remnants from an old candle in here. After that, go and glue the candle holder into the center of your glass container. Make sure it is centered as well as you possibly can get it. After that, go and put moss or anything that you would really like to around the outer portion of the candle holder. You want to conceal this and make it look like the ball is floating. After the ball has cooled down and baked fully, put it into the center. Go and light your incense. Let it burn down a little bit, and do keep in mind it's going to take a couple of minutes before it really starts to go and trickle down the center. After a couple of minutes, you're going to see it start to flow down. and it should look a little something like this. Do also keep in mind that the smoke may over time go and discolor the polymer clay ball in the inside. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, have a great one and take it easy.